Hello everyone and welcome back to K-All. I'm your host Angel, and today I'm really excited because we're going to be doing something that I don't do often. It's definitely not like I've discussed this show in 2 other episodes. We're going to be talking about the Jungkook Jin _EP tour. The reason why we're circling back to this is that Jin just completed 2 encore shows in Korea. What's good, Korea? You know I've been a boss from a whole Korea. So yeah, he just completed 2 encore shows, and they were particularly longer than the normal runtime. Now, everybody kind of knew why they were longer. It's because he had a little plan up his sleeve to include some of the other BTS members within each show. So we're going to get a little bit into that today. We're also going to talk very briefly about the lives that we've been able to enjoy from Jimin and V. We got a VMIN live, as well as multiple Jungkook sightings, although not at the second day of Jin's show. But without further ado, we're going to get right into this episode and talk about BTS, because I don't love anything more than talking about BTS. Let's get it. Baby girl, let's watch K-All. Go and subscribe right now. If you don't, I will find you and take you to the upside down, upside down. Upside down, upside down, kiss, kiss. Upside down, kiss, kiss. Jin brought back his beautiful Jungkook Jin EP tour in Incheon, South Korea. And this concert was extremely healing because we got almost all of the BTS members in the span of 2 days. Besides RM and Suga, we did get the rest of the squad. We got 5 out of 7, and that is beautiful. We are getting closer and closer each day to collecting all of the Infinity Stones in one place. Now, for the first show he held, I was watching the concert using what armies call cooking recipes on Twitter. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a stable enough recipe to really enjoy the full meal. So because of that, I had to go to Weverse and purchase a ticket for the concert because I couldn't handle anymore. I held out strong. I watched a couple of clips on Twitter for a good 15 minutes, and you know what? The FOMO, the fear of missing out, it was hitting me. It was Tinnitus by TXT. I needed to see the concert. So after I finally caved in, opened my Weverse account, put in my PayPal, bought the ticket, I had the ability to get that live stream on my laptop and safely onto my TV at 6:30 a.m. And by the grace of God, the moment that screen flickered on and brought me back into the world of Jin, who did I see? Who did I see behind him as he was performing my favorite song of all time, Super Tuna? No other than Jungkook of BTS. And then J-Hope. You're killing it, girl. You're killing it, girl. I screamed. I absolutely screamed, and I had to do a little bit of like that one inner monologue scream, like the quiet scream when you know that you don't want to wake up your neighborhood and your household, but I screamed nonetheless, and I jumped for joy. I was a fish out of water. I was just so happy because that was Jungkook. He was dancing behind Jin. Only BTS could have BTS as their backup dancers. When I tell you, Paltuk Paltuk has never hit harder. It really never has. It was so crazy to see all of them together dancing, and you can see J-Hope and Jungkook were enjoying every single bit of it. Jin even joked about it after the show, being like, I know the BTS members really wanted to dance Super Tuna and perform Super Tuna. J-Hope's like, did we? And Jungkook repeated, did we? But yes, they absolutely did. There was not a single expression other than a smile on their face during that entire performance. We got beautiful little hip thrust. We got them actually catching Jin as he flew into their arms, which the choreography of Super Tuna is a bit complicated to me, because why does Jin at first try to rope in the BTS members, and they do their little hip thrust forward like a fish getting caught by the hook, but then he proceeds to leap into the said fish's arms and just flow over into them? I'm just confused. I don't understand the whole concept of it. Is it more like, I got you and you got me, I'll catch you and then you have to catch me? It's just funny, the concept of a Super Tuna trying to catch Jin in all of his 5'11" glory, you know, even though in my mind he's 6 feet. It was just funny. It was an adorable sight. And the other hysterical thing was, of all outfits he could have been wearing, Jin was wearing the Jack in the Box outfit. He was wearing the J-Hope little Jack in the Box black big hat. I don't know why I'm saying little. And it was so hysterical because when he leapt into their arms, the hat went flying off. And we all knew it was going to happen. He was struggling to keep it on the entire performance. But there was just so much joy and whimsy, and just seeing them frolic around the stage together was just a sight to behold. And I really felt alive. Suddenly I didn't care that I was up at 6:30. I was just happy to be there. And it was just really funny. Jin also mentioned how when it came to the Jack-in-the-Box hat, the funny little hat that he was wearing, he's often seen Jungkook sporting that hat, just walking around, which just makes me wonder, how did he have access to that hat at all times? And is it just a common thing for BTS to dress up in their previous members' concept photos for solo albums? Or is that just a Jungkookism? It's just something I need answers to. It's something I don't fully understand, but I do love it, and I think it's really funny. And then after he performed Super Tuna with them, he was not done giving ARMYs a treat, because he handed over the stage to J-Hope, who performed "You Killing It, Girl. You killing it, girl. 10 out of 10. Oh, you killing it, girl. Better start your friends. Oh, you killing it, girl. You killing it, girl. And you know what? Girl, you keep killing it. Hottest Betty in the VIP. He was, quite frankly, killing it, girl. It was so cool to see him back and like fully better than ever. Like, he had his full energy. I loved his outfit. He's been showing off that midriff, showing what he's been working hard on. And he danced like it was nobody's business. He performed like it was nobody's business. It was such a great Killing It Girl. It got me off of the couch, even though I was off since Super Tuna, and just going absolutely crazy. I love that song. And then after Killing It Girl, we got to see Standing Next to You from Jungkook. And I swear it looked like 1908-11 Jungkook came back to life. Like, he reemerged out of nowhere with the curly hair, with the permed hair, and he was a sight to behold. It was just so insane to see Jungkook back in his full Jungkook form, and you could see he missed the stage. It was such a beautiful reunion, and he looked so good, but that's besides the point. We're having a informative, intellectual, scholarly look at what we witnessed. And what was really adorable was that after Jungkook performed Standing Next to You, he had the chance to spin the wheel that determines what song ARMY is going to sing during ARMYoke. And the song that it landed on as he walked away was Magic Shop, which is a song that the Machne, I never know how to pronounce that word, the Machne actually wrote. So he co-wrote that one and produced it. So it's really special that of all the songs he could have possibly landed on, it was his song, you know? And ARMY obviously were singing their little souls out. And Jin praised them, saying that they seem to be like gods after their performances, you know, just really hyping them up, as if he isn't the god of vocals himself, as if he isn't the god of the sea, because he has such a gorgeous voice, Jin. I feel like he has perfectly encapsulated everything it is to be a performer. When it comes to Jin, I think he is the idol of all idols. He knows exactly how to captivate a crowd with his gorgeous silver voice, and to be a comedian at all the right moments, to engage everybody, make that soul connection happen instantaneously. He just has such a way. And another standout of this concert that occurred at the beginning, which we will talk about day 2, was he had like a huge track. He was able to run around a track and be even closer to the audience, running around them as he sang Running Wild. And the way that his vocals never waver as he runs, it's something I will never not commend, because I am so impressed by his ability to do that. It's just incredible, singing high notes nonetheless. After Super Tuna and Standing Next to You and Killing It Girl, we went back into the normal set list. We had I Will Come to You, and boy did we cry. We had Background, and boy did we cry. And then Jin attacked everyone. He shocked the entire world by saying, "You think I'm done with this piano? You think I'm done with my little piano? No, I'm about to cause some serious damage." And he started playing The Truth Untold. So there he was, in all of his Jin glory, singing the vocal line unit song entirely by himself, but not once losing the heart of the track. As he sang, "You know that I can show you me, give you me," it really echoed the feelings and emotions that Background possesses. It just totally represented how it's the truth untold for Jin, that he's been here singing in the background the entire time, waiting for BTS to come back as 7. And I think that's what this concert was a testament to, because by him bringing each of the members back up to perform their solos and to perform the BTS group songs, singing the truth untold on his own was his sincerity that couldn't be delivered, and yet he was delivering it now on stage for everyone to see how much he loves his members, how much he wants them on the stage with him, and how much he can truly command that stage on his own. But it doesn't mean he wants to walk alone. He wants them to walk it with him. And I think that is the most beautiful thing that one can witness. It's a testament to their bond and a testament to their love. And the truth untold was absolutely breathtaking. He felt that it wasn't a perfect performance on the first day, and he apologized for it, which I think he shouldn't have done, because it sounded lovely and it brought me to tears. So if it wasn't a perfect performance, then why did I cry? That's all I have to say. So then, after the truth untold, he goes right back to his unserious, silly little nature and goes into this little contraption for another level so that he can fly above the crowd and just kind of be hanging there with the "don't be scared," which, you know what? I'm not scared anymore. It's BTS 2026, guys. Welcome back. They announced that they finished recording the album, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet in the discussion. After another level, he performed Loser, Rope It, and then he brought out Idol. He changed up the BTS medley. No more Dynamite and Butter. We're bringing out Can Call Me Artist, Can Call Me Idol. So Jin is like performing this song on his own, entirely on his own. He's singing the song, he's doing the little dance, he's showing everybody that he's bringing out all the old tricks in the book. But then, all of a sudden, who do we see landing on the stage again? J-Hope and Jungkook. You Can't Stop Me Loving Myself. But this time they're sporting entirely different outfits. Jungkook looks like he just rolled out of bed. He's wearing a plaid two-piece with a black tank top, which I personally adored. It looks so comfortable, and I want it now as somebody who's been living in comfy clothes this fall. It is a comfy girl fall, and that's okay, you know? Hot girl summer's over. Now we get to be comfy. We get to chill. Being hot is a state of mind, everybody. It's never too late to drop a leg hot, and then I'm feeling so hot. And then J-Hope was also wearing this little, I don't know, mockery of a shirt, because it was like a gray t-shirt, but there's these little open holes on each side, and you can't tell that it's cut open until a beautiful little gust of wind lifted apart right over his midriff at the right time yet again. I know that the wind was a paid actor. I know that he made sure that happened. Somehow J-Hope was involved with the aerodynamics. Then they performed So What, and it felt like such old times. Like, I feel like I got transported back to 2018 at a concert I never even attended, where they were all there standing with the water bottles, chasing and running after each other during So What. That's exactly what happened at this concert. It was a 2-on-1 situation, with Jin slowly backing away along the runway as J-Hope and Jungkook were inching towards him, each with a water bottle in hand. But the first to attack, I believe, was Jin, but Jungkook was kind of attacking at the same time. Jin absolutely got them. J-Hope wasn't ready for it because he was too busy looking back and laughing when Jin made his attack. And Jin ran so fast, but Jungkook can run faster. So he caught up to him, he doused him in water, and they just continued to go on and sing. And there's nothing more enjoyable than witnessing BTS run away from each other on the stage. It's just beautiful. And then for my universe, I think I got emotional again because it's just an emotional song. And they were all standing on Jin's little beautiful footstool. All three of them, somehow they fit up on there, and they were singing You Are My Universe and I Just Want to Put You First. And it was just absolutely healing. Another hysterical thing that happened on day one was when ARMY tried to sing Best of Me during the little charades time with Jin, and they started doing the instrumental, like the dun 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 dun, and Jin was literally losing his mind. He's like, I think the song's over, guys. I don't think you're supposed to sing that part. And Jin did something else unforgivable in my book. He sang Awake without me in the audience. You know who was in the audience? Bomgyu of TXT. And the one good thing about Bomgyu is that he posted on his story and even said himself, I can't believe I get to hear Awake live. At least he recognizes that was history making that he just witnessed. I fully thought that BTS had forgotten the Wings album because they've been neglecting the solos on that album. If you think about it, Yoongi skipped First Love, J-Hope skipped Boy Meets Evil, and Jin had skipped Awake. until he magically decided that day one, only day one, got to hear it. And I think Awake is one of the most beautiful songs known to mankind. So it was I could cry just thinking about it. Guys, I'm such a nerd. I love that song. So it was really crazy because I was falling asleep on the couch and all of a sudden I heard the intro and I was arisen. I felt like I had a second awakening, the first one being Super Tuna. And it was just so beautiful. He sounded so good. And you know he sounded good because why is he moving me to tears? It was just so great. I don't know why I'm like literally about to cry. This is terrible. Uh-oh. Now day 2 brought a whole new string of emotions because he pulled out VMIN out of his back pocket. It was really funny because to set the scene, before we got VMIN, Jungkook went live on Weverse to do a little bit of gaming. And while he was doing this gaming and also just like going through candy looking for his name on it, the other three, Jin, V, and Jimin, were commenting like, hey, Jin's concert's in 2 hours. Hey, are you coming to the concert? And V's like, I don't think he's listening. I think he's focused on this. And Jin's like, you know my concert's in 2 hours, right? And as he was asking who's coming, Jimin's like, I'm brushing my teeth, as a sign that he was on his way. So that was pretty hysterical. But then at the concert, V and Jimin did indeed appear, and V decided to sing Love Me Again. Now, this was V's first time performing Love Me Again at a concert for ARMY, as he's only performed at like M Countdown and different shows, like showcases. So hearing him sing Love Me Again and looking so gorgeous, like he just stepped out of a K-drama, it was absolutely incredible and so beautiful. But you could also see so much emotion on his face. Like he was doing his little acting part with the song, but he also was really in his feels seeing ARMY again. So much so that he broke down and cried after the performance. And it was just so sweet the way that Jin kind of reassured him and let him know like, hey, you're supposed to be on this stage, like you're meant to be back here again. And when V got embarrassed, he was like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about, like you're supposed to be here, even joking and saying how he gets upset because V's so handsome, and V's like, come on Jin, the members are watching, everyone's watching, why are you saying that? So then Jin did the most beautiful, sweet little thing I could ever imagine. He prepared a chair for V to sit in while he sang the next song. And V even joked saying it looked like a serenade, but Jin was not joking. He wanted to make sure that V was completely comfortable and feeling healed before he stepped off stage. So then he began to sing I Will Come to You, and you could see V just looking at him with eyes of love, just so intently, listening, taking in every word, and then overcome with emotion. So he ended up having to step off stage, but he didn't know how to get off at first, which was kind of funny because Jin was fully locked in on the piano. He didn't even notice that V was struggling walking around behind him. But then when he finished singing, Jin looked up to see where V was, and he wasn't there. Oh my god, my heart literally broke me, but it also was a sign that his whole little effect of trying to heal him was effective. He was able to get off on his own, so it was very sweet. And Jimin unfortunately did not perform a solo song because he wasn't even informed that V was going to be performing a solo song. So he didn't prepare one, and it was really obvious how unprepared he was when V and Jimin got kind of thrown onto the stage during the Idol performance, because Jimin didn't even have his own microphone. They just gave him like some random black microphone, and he didn't even have an inner ear, whereas V at least had the inner ear in his mic, so it was quite hilarious. And it was a surprise to Jin too, because the staff didn't tell him that they were coming back on stage. But something I did forget to mention was that at the beginning of the concert, Jimin actually held the flag for Jin, and he looked so ethereal. The world is just restored now that Jimin is blonde again. He looked so good, and he was just holding the pole with such eyes of love, waiting for Jin, and then he like did his little like fairy dance away, like kind of skipping once Jin finally arrived to him. He did a lot of skipping during this concert, and he was just the embodiment of like la-di-da-di-da. If you've ever seen Ant Farm and you know that one clip of Fletcher when he was dressed up for Halloween, he like would zip up the hoodie and be like la-di-da-di-la-di-da when he was pretending to be someone else. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. But I'll try to include the clip here for my YouTube friends. But Yes, so that was the first sighting of Jimin, and then we got to see him again when V was crying because Jin panned the camera. Well, the cameraman panned the camera to Jimin when V said the members were watching, and he was like covering his face because in his delusional mind, he doesn't look good, even though he looked gorgeous. But you could see he was fully confident once they were all on stage together. He just looked so happy to be there. And he was not ready for the water war and So What because Jin completely attacked him with the water bottle. And Jimin was not ready. And then Jin ran as fast as he ran for Jungkook, forgetting that Jimin is not the type to chase. So he kind of just ran for no reason and put himself out of breath. But that's okay. V looked like he just stepped off of a college campus because he had the largest backpack known to man and some little glasses. He said that he was on his way home, but why he needed that backpack, I don't know. It was so funny because you could see it looked like it was weighing him down on stage, but it was so adorable nonetheless. And another really beautiful highlight for me was when they were all singing My Universe, gathered around each other, and Jin said, "My universe has gathered here." So that was just a really sweet little lovey-dovey moment. And the other hysterical moment was that Jimin was saying how he wasn't ready, and Jin was trying to compel him to sing one of his number one hit singles, like Who Were Like Crazy, and then V just taps in out of nowhere and is like, "I'm feeling nostalgic, let's sing a BTS song." And they're like, "Oh, well, that was the last BTS song we just sang. I don't think the crew has anything prepared. What do you want to do?" And then they kind of just agreed on Spring Day. But then you could see the point where V realizes that he does not remember the lyrics. He's like completely zoned out. I think he was just overcome with emotion. So he tries to coyly walk away. He tries to escape the stage as Jimin and Jin are singing Spring Day. So they look back to him like, "Bro, that's your cue." So then he came back and looked at the teleprompter and started to sing along, and it was just hysterical. But Jimin's vocals in the beginning were absolutely beautiful, and then Jin had like this a cappella moment for the like da na 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 da na 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 like that whole part. It was just so beautiful, and then Jimin finalized it, and you could just hear like the silence of the crowd as they were all taking it into their heart, even with the band absolutely disappearing. It was just gorgeous. And then Jin didn't perform Awake this time, he performed Epiphany, but I think that was very much needed for the final show, for every ARMY to sing "I'm the One I Should Love in This World." Another hysterical thing was RM was one of the charades, and all of the fans, all of ARMY were like mimicking a saxophone or doing a salute. There was no way he couldn't have got the answer for that, quite honestly, if you're asking me. And then the gift just kept on giving, because after the concert, we got a VMIN live. We got to see V and Jimin gaming together, although Jungkook needs to teach them how to share their screen, because that was something that just did not occur. And that's when we got the news about an album already being finalized and recorded. I can't even begin to explain how excited I am for BTS 2026. I need to see them at every stop I can possibly see them, Step by Step by TXT. I think that's what I was trying to say. It was so funny because Jimin started the live first, and you could see like that scary little like Mickey Mouse doll kind of behind him, and then the other one, they're like the claw kind of looking figurines, and he finally commented on them, addressing the fact that J-Hope gave them to him when they stopped living together, which is so cute as like a little gift. And he made them kiss so that it's less scary, because otherwise those dolls are just a little frightening. So I love that he figured out a way to make them feel at home and make him feel at home with them in his home. And then V started calling very aggressively, with Jimin's phone almost buzzing off of the table. So that's why he added him to the call. And then they just talked and they played and they sang and they had fun. And Jimin rage baited by reading a random comment that said, "V, will you be mine?" And V's like, "Huh?" And then he's like, "It's a comment." And then he was like, "Okay." And then Jimin said something about like, "Oh, so it's that easy, huh? Like you accepted that easy." So they're just always messing with each other. And then Jungkook went live again for apparently 6 hours and broke a record with 9 million people watching. And he was also just gaming the entire time. He played with ARMY, he played PUBG, he played some other game, and when he liked someone's shark costume, they took the costume off and gave it to him, which was pretty hysterical. He cheered some fans on who were dancing in front of him, and he seemed to just have a grand old time, besides the horror game that made him scream. So that was really fun. I think we need BTS to do like a streamer era on Twitch or something. I need to see this happen with the 7 of them at this point. And honestly, all we need is some kind of I don't know, sign of life from Yoongi just to see him again, because he posted that gorgeous photo of him playing guitar and then he never looked back. RM at least posted about being on a hike or something, but we need more content. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the BTS recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how entertaining this is, but that's all I kind of have for you this week, because I am currently gearing up for a couple of events that I have coming up. One, I am going to be doing media coverage for KBEE Global at their expo at American Dream Mall. Very exciting. So I'm going to see Taemin and Hwasa and Ha Ji-won, who is an actress, as well as I'm participating at their random dance. So if you see a girl rocking that, just know it was me. And if you want to follow along with some of my media coverage, you could always tune in to sbstatesman.com or thebangtandatabase.com under No Jams Journaling, as well as my Instagram, No Jams Journaling. I'm always posting content there. And that is pretty much everything that's going on. So, well, I've got some other interviews lined up for the end of the month, but more on that later. So that's all for K-All. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye!